This KitchenAid mixer behind me has a plethora of issues. The planetary is missing, the bowl raise function does not work. This machine was destined for the landfill, but like Superman fighting a villain that's standing on his timepiece, not on my watch. Just like a sack race, we're gonna hop right into it. Let's go ahead and remove this beauty band screw, which allows us to remove this band, and it reveals 4 screws. 2 here, 2 on the other side in the exact same spot. Let's go ahead and remove those. It's Labor Day, and wouldn't you know it, I'm here laboring. But you know what they say, when you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. So let's go ahead and remove that top housing. Oh, and the plot thickens. Something that cannot be overlooked. Take a look at that crack on that transmission housing. And just like an Olympic gymnast, she's got some flex. What's that, baby? What are you telling me? Yeah, that makes perfect sense. This crack right here was caused by one of 2 things. Either this mixer took a hard dive off the counter, which I don't really see any damage, so I don't believe that's the case. Or it was running on high speed and something got jammed up in the bowl. That's probably what broke this planetary off. And I'm no Sherlock Holmes, but it seems pretty elementary. When you're an expert at your craft, you tend to think ahead to save yourself some time. So I put on a planetary, a paddle, and a bowl. And because the lift function doesn't work, we're gonna have to raise this old girl manually. Because I can almost guarantee that paddle is gonna hit the back of that bowl. Yep. When these machines take a really hard shot, it warps this lower housing. It either bends it down like this or kinks it sideways like that, which I believe is the case. You want proof? Well, let me just level with you. Good thing it was bring your lower housing to work day. The silver lining is we have to remove this motor to replace it anyways, and to fix this lift mechanism, we gotta take the lower housing off. If I wouldn't have caught this issue, I would have been taking it apart again. Screw that. There are 2 clips to remove on this motor. One right here is the hall sensor. We'll put a little pressure and we'll just wiggle that out of place. Next is the clip for the power supply. We'll just push on this tab and then take those apart. Now there is a pin right here on the planetary. We do need to punch that out in order to get the motor out of place. With the pin out, we just pull down. We want to start by removing these 2 screws right here and then the same ones on the other side as well. As you're working on that last screw, get a hand up here. Because as that last screw comes out, this heavy internal ring gear just falls away. You don't want it to damage your paint. Now for the last 4 screws on this motor, which will allow us to safely pull out. 2 screws on the board, remove them. This will allow you to remove that board, and then there's 1 more clip to remove. Now this board doesn't look terrible, but since we're replacing everything else, we might as well just do a full rebuild. Next, remove 1, 2, 3 screws. And with those screws out, you can receive the head. We can now see why this was not working, and that's because this piece right here is fractured. Real quick here, we just remove this screw, which will allow us to slide this out. Now, if we get down here, we do a little fishing, we can pull up this lift mechanism. There's a little clip right here on the end. This needs to be removed. And once removed, we can take our new lift assist and just slide that over into place. Followed by reinstalling our little clip, there's a channel that it sits in. We can just press down on it real hard. Once that is done, we can go ahead and just slide our handle back through and back into its little channel, securing it back down with the screw that we removed. And we have liftoff. We've got our new housing here, and we have got it screwed back into place. Now to just finish rebuilding this puppy, unfortunately KitchenAid doesn't do us the solid of tapping out these holes. Take a look, none of these have threads, which means I have to come through and do all of this manually. Now that we got everything threaded, we need to put this thing back together. We're going to slide our strain relief of the power cord into place. Then we need to click in our clip from the power wire to the board. We've got our board into place. Now we need to screw in the 2 screws that hold it. Next we need to screw in our ground screw, followed by the motor. We'll just line that up and drop that down into place. We're going to go ahead and screw in 1 screw on this motor just so we can be hands-free and work on the clips. Starting with the hall sensor, there's a little channel right here that sits in. It just clicks down into place. Next, we'll move over to the power wires and we'll click those into place as well. Now this is the perfect time to give this thing a listen. Oh my gosh, you can barely hear it running. This thing sounds amazing. Now we're finishing up with the last of the motor mounting screws here. Once it's mounted, we're going to move to this external ring gear here, and we're just going to slide this up into place, securing it down with the last 4 screws here that are on the motor. We do want to add just a light layer of grease under here on these teeth. Now we're getting dangerously close. Let's go ahead and slide this planetary up into place. If you're curious, we do have full-length DIY tutorials as well as a kit to rebuild these DC machines. Alright, we've got our planetary pin started. All that's left to do now is to punch that baby into place. All that's left to do now is to put on our top housing here, in our beauty band, give her a good cleaning, and just like that, this thing is in perfect condition, free of defect and ready to last a few more decades. This machine is no longer made, and the one that replaced it isn't quite as good, so this machine is now literally better than new.